Right, aye, Jane, you just did a bath and you're grabbing a coffee. Be away shortly, thanks. Right, Patricia, let's see if we can get a connection this time. How are you? Nah, it's not working for Patricia. Thomas, you haven't managed to kick yourself out of the stream yet. So Jenny will be joining us shortly. It'll be nice to speak to Jenny, wonderful person. Let's have a wee look in your comments. Where are we? Merry Christmas, just cooking dinner, waiting on the family arriving. Aye, Stephen. Hey, Siobhan, you know how to use the link and all. Why don't you pop in and say Merry Christmas to the community as well? The link's there, folks. That will take you straight into the green room.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
I'm not saying the next bit.
We all started off shy, but we need more content. Maybe coming in this wee room on Christmas Day will be enough to get you propelled into producing content yourselves. So, as I say, how's Mr. Milligan?
Except for David.
She can David listen to somebody else's voice except for mine. Hey, how's David? He was at the doctor's again yesterday and they prescribed him a different type of antibiotic to get on top of it. But he's a strong man. I'm sure he'll fight it off. He bloody well better. After starting the YouTube channel, he bloody well better. That man has driven me round the twist for the last 12 years. Every time I've pumped round, he started up a new media outlet. Absolutely mental. The amount of Facebook groups and things like that they've created, thank Christ all you people out there take responsibility to run them. Because there's about 143 of them. I don't think David and I could run them ourselves. But we didn't create them all and run them ourselves. I mean, the great people out there, Debs McDonald, Auntie B, unfortunately, is no longer active. Lots and lots of great people, Mitch, Ronnie, Bill, they all have played a part. Fiona, everybody's played a part.
Keep your arm down.
Keep my arm down, apparently. So thanks very much for helping us as we do our media outlets to try and convince people that Scottish independence is the route forward. So, hey Tommy, how's things doing there in Ayrshire? Jenny's popped in. Yeah, how are you this afternoon?
In sunny Glasgow.
Sunny Glasgow for you, man. I need to find out where this feedback's coming to.
I've got it all on two different things. Sorry, I'm hearing double because I've got yous on different platforms. Hi, how are yous? Things are great here. Yeah,
let's do it, Jenny.
Eh?
Good Christmas, Jenny. How about yourself?
It's so weird. I've got this weird double. Give me a second. Right, that's better. Sorry. Tech issues, man. Tech issues. It's always going to be the case.
I think it was my fault. I clicked across onto Facebook there to have a look at the comments on Facebook, even though I've got another screen up. You know.
How are you, Sarah? It's nice to meet you, darling.
Nice to meet you too.
Sarah doesn't normally watch the shows.
No. That's alright. Alex doesn't really watch mine, so we're good.
I don't watch.
He does all the artwork for it though, so he's kind of involved.
Yeah, listen, I really enjoyed that chocolate you were making the other day there.
They're good, right?
Aye.
We've got my wee pumpkins here.
Aye, look, bra. I don't know if you know this, Jenny, but when I left the army, I went to train as a chocolatier.
Really?
Yes, I joined a company called Jakob Susha. I started out in the milk tankers and moved into factory to learn to become a chocolatier.
Why would you leave that job?
Money was shite.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
When you get a factory full of chocolate, you sort of get a wee bit peeved with it, you know.
Yeah. Do you know, I hardly ever eat my own chocolates, actually. I always just make them for other people. You know, I'm not really big on chocolate, but yeah, I get to start my new job properly tomorrow. That's me finished 3 weeks of training, so...
And what is it that you're going to be doing, Jenny?
I'm going to be your first point of call at NHS 24.
Wonderful job. Well done.
Yeah. But 3 weeks
Aye.
of training and it's a lot. Like there's a lot of scenarios you have to cover, like so.
Aye, there will be an awful lot to cover actually.
Yeah, yeah, you're not joking. Every part of Scotland's covered, and literally any reason for calling. It's a lot, but it'll be good. It's something different.
Absolutely fascinating actually. I think I quite enjoyed that job myself. And
It's it's nothing if not varied.
advising people in life and death situations or just
Yeah.
minor ailments, it's still very important stuff because
Actually, what
minor
what I've
ailments.
walked away knowing so far is that people vastly underestimate their own health. You get people calling like, "Oh, I don't want to bother you, and I'm not even sure if it's worth calling," and then we're sending an ambulance 5 minutes later.
Aye,
You're like,
aye.
people vastly underestimate. So you need to take care of yourselves over this season. Don't let the doctors and that being closed let you delay any care. Call treble one, get some freaking help. Like don't let your own health go to the wayside.
No, I
Definitely.
have to say that we're quite lucky here where we live in Lanarkshire. We don't have not Lanarkshire here. We don't have a problem with GP services.
Yeah.
You've probably heard me talk about this. The GP services are fantastic, Jerry. No, as I say, Sarah phoned up last week. Doctor's back here in 20 minutes. Prescriptions there in an hour.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, the doctors aren't always available. Like that's what treble one's good for, is just out of hours service more than anything. But it's also just good for advice, I guess.
but that's also a great point to make because when Sarah and I have got a minor ailment, sorry, our first point of call is always the pharmacist.
Yeah. Yeah, and people actually super underestimate how much their pharmacist can do for them as well. Yeah, you're very right.
I mean, that's always our first, and the pharmacist is quite quick to say, I think you better see the doctor.
Aye, if it doesn't heal up or whatever.
If they can't offer you what you need, I mean, our pharmacist is very good at no, even say that you'll have to go and see the doctor, something like that. Our pharmacist is good at that.
Well, even if you do feel like A&E's the option for you, calling treble one means that you get your record sent to the A&E, so they're expecting you, so you're not sitting around for hours waiting to be triaged.
Aye.
Like it's a kind of makes the whole process a wee bit quicker, I think. So
I would
yeah.
think so. I would think so. Anyway, let's get back on track. Was Santa good to you, my dear?
I got a Scrabble board game because my husband was like, "I will give you something that you'll just always win at. Have." I was like, "Okay." I've played Scrabble once in my life. It was against Alex, and I won, and then considered it quits. I was like, "I'm going to quit while I'm ahead."
I never play board games with Sarah. She always wins.
No,
I think she cheats.
No, I don't.
I'm relentless when it comes to Monopoly. Like you're not getting away like until I've got all of your
Oh,
things.
the money, yeah.
Don't you and her play Monopoly. You're bloody riot, Jenny.
Yeah.
Poker's another good game.
yeah.
She's got a poker face right enough.
My brother's right into online poker and stuff, but I never got into it myself. But yeah.
I don't gamble. I just like to play the game.
Yeah.
Or if we had friends down, we'd put £5 in, each and real money, and then you just take the winner takes it.
Yeah.
It's no nothing extraordinary gambling or anything like that.
No.
James,
It's been fun at that point, I think.
a wee second, please, Jenny and Sarah. James is leaving. His family's just arrived, so thanks very much for joining us, James. Have a Merry Christmas.
James.
Hi, James.
So have you had a good morning, aye?
It's been okay. It's been alright.
Good.
I don't really do Christmas, I'll be honest. And all of my mind is focused on the fact that I start tomorrow at 8 in the morning. It's like my first proper day, and it's apparently like the busiest day of the year, so they're kind of dropping us in at the deep end. So that's
it's bloody drunk
kind of-
somebody.
yeah, the aftermath of Christmas. Yeah. So I'm kind of
And then of course there's the family feuds at breakout around the dinner table.
yeah. See, all my family's in far-flung places. I don't have to deal with that. Like,
I'm not bad.
Alex's family are all in the NHS, and usually they'd meet on Christmas, but most of them are actually working today, so they're meeting tomorrow when I'm not able to join in. So, you know, I'll catch up with them later, maybe at New Year's or something.
Yeah, I see that big sigh of relief on your face there, Jenny. There's no
Not at
height.
all.
There's no height.
Alex's family are far better than mine. Honestly, I'd rather spend my time with them.
Merry
Very
Christmas.
nice people, like excellent.
So.
It looks like you've been enjoying your Christmas anyway, like properly getting into spirit. You've got all your decorations up and that, like I'm liking it.
The rest of the house is bare. It's just the studio this morning.
That's fair enough. This is what I have, and I've had it since I was a Wayne, and that's as Christmassy as we get. The stocking, like.
Oh no, I like to go big, but Sarah doesn't like it, so we just don't go big.
Yeah.
It does get to be a bit of a hassle after a while, though, doesn't it?
It does, aye. John the
My
Van
life's not with least hassle, so.
Well, I've got about a few bits of tinsel and a wee couple of decorations. I mean, it's about 60 quid in it. You're going to spend that on me?
I didn't realise that they spent it on you. You nearly bust the bank spending on you, you bum. An extra 60 quid?
Yes.
I wanted a couple of Christmassy things.
Alex is just finishing off a few kind of New Year'sy pictures because I'm editing the Indie Live Christmas New Year video for I think it goes out on the 30th, so hopefully that's done so Kevin doesn't get sad at me for being late. It'll be the first video that's gone out from Random Scottish History on the Indie Live platform that I'm actually not going to be able to be there for in the comments because I'm working, so
Aye, but
the whole schedule's changed.
It's a vital job you're doing, Jenny. Not just online, but the job you're about to take up. It's extremely important.
It feels like it's I don't know, like I like that I'm of more use because I spent 18 years at a taxi company, where really the job was lying to people and fobbing them off and giving them hope, and and you know, you just take a lot of abuse. So I like that I get to actually do something that's useful to people and I can help people out a wee bit. So
we've got a wee comment here from Oz. No, it's not Oz. Prasadi's husband is a GP working in Bishop Auckland. Very good. Vital service as well, the GP service.
oh yeah, need more of them.
Aye, we don't have. But it appear people just don't fancy it, Jenny.
I mean, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of responsibility. So you can understand that it takes a certain type of person to go into that kind of career. But at the same time, that's what leads the Tories to saying, oh, you chose this career and you chose it at the wage that you're getting paid, so you don't need more money. You know, it's like, okay, it might be a vocation, but it's a vocation very few people are designed to go into. So maybe you want to respect those people that do a wee bit more, you know?
I would say so. After all, they're all vital to our survival.
Yeah. Really are.
And if nothing's hammered that home more than the least an ongoing pandemic, then, you know, but as I say, GP services here, especially in our area, are absolutely fantastic. So we're lucky that way. The job you're about to take up is absolutely not just fascinating, but a vital role. And that's a vocation in its own, Jenny.
Yeah, maybe. And there's like lots, they've kept telling us how there's lots of avenues that we can take from here. Like we can use it as a kind of starting point into other areas of the NHS and things, you know, if we were inclined that way. But I think I'm going to be on the phones for a while. I think it's the kind of job I quite like, you know, like just talking to people.
To be honest, a lot of careers have that sort of option. I mean, in logistics, we have something called warehouse to wheels, where people work in their warehouses, get promoted to driving trucks.
Yeah.
So there's always revenues. There's always avenues to get doing in any career choice. But I mean, if it leads you into nursing or if it leads you back to medical school or whatever, that could be fascinating stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, healthcare is an area that I've never really been into. Again, I was at the taxis for like 18 years, and I did every job in that place that I could, kind of thing, all the shifts and things, because it was just the same, constant, more of the same, more of the same, and I'm not great with boredom. So this job now, you never know what the next call is going to bring you.
There's absolutely no chance you'll
It's
get time
crazy.
to go to any putting out your
Yeah.
YouTube channel and all that. You need time to get bored.
Well, that's why Random Scottish History exists, though, is because I was on the night shift and I needed something to do with my time, and I thought I need to put it to some good use. So I did 4 years of an arts and humanities open university like course degree, um, and I did all of that purely on the night shift at work. It was never brought home, which shows you just how much kind of downtime I had on the night shift. And then when the Scottish referendum came around, I was like, I think I need to narrow the focus a wee bit, and we'll stick to Scotland and let's find out a wee bit about Scotland, and Random Scottish History was born from being on the night shift and never being able to sleep and needing stuff to take the time. But I need things that I'm doing to be useful things. They need to have a purpose, Yeah.
I know, but there's a great point. I'm just sorry, I was just looking at the comments here. Patricia worked
That's
as
all
a
right.
assistant for a wee while, and she couldn't believe how low the wages were and things like that.
Mm.
Priscilla is also saying it's great that the NHS is free because other healthcare systems are a wee bit more complicated and costly. And these things are all about society and about how we care for each other in society. And they're a measure of society. In fact, the fact that we all share in the cost of looking after each other is going to be one of the greatest things that as a people will ever achieve.
Yeah. I mean, England's on the fast track to privatisation, though, with their NHS. And the Scottish NHS, I honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I knew that the Scottish NHS was quite different from the English and Welsh, but I don't think I realised just how different until I started with NHS 24. And yeah, it's just all different procedures and different ways of doing things. And I think SNHS offers more avenues for support and help as well.
But what
So
you think the health services around the planet going on, I don't know, I'll probably get shot for this, but the fact is that prevalent illnesses are different in different parts of the planet. So some of the healthcare is directed specifically at the problems that are prevalent in those parts of the planet. I mean, if you look at Scotland, we are probably one of the best cancer care hubs on the planet because cancer and bone deficiencies here because of the lack of vitamin D in our dark climate.
the Beatson's pretty much second to none in that regard. Like,
One of the highest regarded cancer
yeah.
organisations or institutions on the planet, So, aye, but what's great about healthcare systems on the planet and is that they all specialise in different things because of what the prevalent illnesses are in these different areas. It's a great information to share. I mean, people don't really understand the interconnectivity of all these different healthcare systems when it comes to research.
But also with the multiculturalism that we're seeing, where like, I mean, Scotland's always been that way, where it's like, give us your immigrants, come and live here, come and work with us, and be a Scot if you want to be a Scot, kind of thing. So the NHS is pretty good at being able to deal with whatever comes its way, really, because you've got people coming from all over the world with perhaps like illnesses that are seen once every 5-10 years in Scotland, and they're pretty good at being on top of all that, I think, too.
Siobhan, you really appreciating the Random Scottish Christmas show. Well done, guys. Siobhan, the links in the comments, you know how to get in, Siobhan. Come on in. Siobhan's recently started putting out content, Jenny, as you'll be aware, and it's quite good content of that.
What's the channel?
I'll let Siobhan tell you if she can find her way in.
Okay.
Siobhan, I'll stick the link back into the comments. can get up to 6 people on at any one time.
Right, okay.
I could turn into a bit of a riot, but we'll wind the show up in 25 minutes before we get a right Scottish Rammy on the airwaves.
You're going to keep it like quite meh today though, being Christmas
Oh,
though, right?
well, listen, I'm trying my best to stay away from politics. I should be
believe it.
back into these things. No, maybe I should get the antlers to stick them back down.
Well, I'm happy to leave you to it if you're getting other people on. Like, I'm happy to go and check on it because again, like, I'm just spending the rest of the day editing this Christmas video, and it's not going to be super varied. Usually, we take information from all the press and everything, but there's so much for Christmas and New Year's that we're just sticking with the Book of Days and what they tell us about it. So,
well, I think next Saturday's the 30th, isn't it?
Friday's the 30th because it's the last Friday of the year that my video goes out for Indie Live, so it would be Friday the 30th, I guess.
Well, I'll wait to the 31st and then I'll make my predictions for 2023. I think I'm going to do a prediction show for 2023 this year. I'm going to do a prediction show.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to give the Tories some advice and all.
Here's hoping they listen. Like, because they don't seem to listen to any sound advice. So.
Well, we've got to tell them shit. They might listen to that.
I'm going to advise them to do all right. I'm generally going to advise them to have a general election. They know they're losing. Labour is not going to be able to make any difference in a 5-year period. That gives the Tories time to batter into Labour because people get short memories of politics and they can blame the Labour Party for under the situation that's coming to the
Labour are going to spend the next 5 years fucking trying to claw back for everything the Tories have landed us in. So they're not going to be able to get on with anything other than trying to mitigate how things have been.
We're not even going to try and mitigate. If we look at Starmer, make Brexit work, immigration policies the same, cracking down on the trade unions will be the same no matter what you say.
They're just not in opposition, aren't they? Not like.
No, I've never seen a time when governments can repeal bad laws. But I have not seen a Westminster government in my lifetime where a new government's come in and carry on. What's interesting about that is, and I don't really want to get into this, is there's always a transition period. We're starting one now. Rishi Sunak spending is in transition, waiting for Labour Party to come in and boost the national debt. And all these things that Starmer's talking about, there's no money in the coffers. You know. Right, we better stop.
It's for them when Scotland finally gets liberated.
Aye, well, then we'll see how big the magic money tree is.
How fast can they print it?
I'll lend them a printer.
Oh my word. Yeah, I was so unprepared for Christmas that I actually ended up printing out wrapping paper for a present that I'd bought for somebody because I was just like, I have nothing in the house to wrap this in.
Yeah, it wasn't as long as you could call it a printer, that'll work. Yeah.
That's it, exactly. Like.
Aye. And that's a good point, 3 and 23, but I don't really want this to turn into a flag today, so I'm going to throw you out, Jenny.
That's alright. That's no problem.
But I really want to thank you for popping in and helping.
You're very welcome. And it is nice to meet you, Sarah.
It's nice to meet you, Jenny.
And we'll see you again soon, Jenny, because it's always fascinating.
I love the colour of your hair.
I know it's a riot at the moment because it's just washed.
You're looking lovely. And enjoy the rest of your day, Jenny. Okay.
Enjoy it. And if I don't see you before New Year's, I hope the New Year brings you everything you want, man. Like lots of good things.
As well. I'll watch you show your edit, okay? And you look after yourself. I'll put you back in the green room. You can see yourself put from there. That was lovely to see Jenny. Anybody else want to come in? The link's there. But at 1:30 we'll round the show up. And because dinner needs to be prepared, obviously. I'll do the tatty feeling alright. There you go. I'll pull the tatties for you. There you go, folks. I can't even feel a tatty properly. Right, what have we got in the comments? Siobhan, tell you click the link, come on and tell us all about this idea of human chain. But I'm sure Jenny's up for the human chain. That's a good question, Eddie. What are people having for dinner? Say and I are having turkey.
And then we're having a chocolate fudge veal roll.
Log.
Roll. The custard.
And don't forget the super made.
The soup we made.
We made. Aye.
Thank you.
So what else we got? In Sri Lanka, they have default in their debt in April. I don't know very much about that procedure. I really don't. Hey Stephen, you said I can't just kick her off. I didn't just kick her off. I tell her the show's coming to an end. It's time to move on. When they dream of kicking Jenny at all. Absolutely wonderful person.
You don't know what it's feeling like, really. I do.
And Eddie's having a chicken. I better see why not.
Chicken turkey, same, not like white meat.
Hey Pete, welcome aboard. Pete, you'll find the link if you want to come on and say Happy Christmas to everybody or Merry Christmas to everybody. By the way, I've really enjoyed your 12 songs for the 12 days. They've been really brilliant. Keep up the good work, mate. I really have enjoyed them actually.
Yeah, heckle them now.
Nah, you're sober. You only heckle people when you're drunk.
I love you, Pete.
Mental case.
That was just
Oh,
like
you got me a refill, Madam Director. Good for you.
Me with my blanket.
I better slow down. I'll get dinner to get. Small ham, potato salad, baked beans, and various veggies, Susan. Well, the veggies, we'll have roast potatoes, roast parsnip, roast carrot, Brussels sprout,
The usual Christmas.
all the usual fare.
The ham.
Jenny says she didn't feel kicked off. Hey, Michael, you're having a piece of breathing water. Hey, I bet you Elsie would come in and slaughter you if she thought you were telling people she was going to give you